moves. Doobie don't snooze. It's on your back, cause they hate you. Dog break through, son get through, but don't break you. Homie make. Yeah, God, to make moves. Doobie don't snooze. It's on your back, cause they hate you. Dog break through, son get through, but don't break you. Homie make.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I hit that loop by accident, man. I didn't mean to get that loop going on there. I was messing with it earlier, messing with the StreamYard system and looking at all the new stuff they got for us to play around with, man. All this AI stuff they got on there. But what up, fellas? What up, fellas, man? We got a special guest back in the house, man. We got the Doe, man. We got Sean Doe up in the crib. We back on set, man. You know what I mean?
Hold on. My agent's in the background. He said what? Don't go over
okay. He said don't go over his minutes. Don't go over the time. Don't go over the time. The time is money, man. I don't know what Crook is. Crook didn't even know all this was going down. It just happened. I know he probably was looking at the text. That's why I was like, wait a minute. If Doe's up, I could get Doe on here for 10 minutes because I know he's studious. And he got to get that stuff, you know what I mean? He got to
shout out real quick to shout out to y'all been playing those rails. I've been seeing that on YouTube. Shout out to y'all for that, man. Good stuff on that, man.
Yeah, man, we've been trying to get more, let's say, technical savvy, man. Use some of the stuff, man. We instead of being the old dogs, you see that I am. Everybody keeps like, oh man, I'm like. And then some people's like, oh man, I didn't know you that old. I thought it was just, the grades, just a thing, like some distinguished thing. I'm like, nah, man, I'm getting up there. But with this whole, social media thing, you got to get with the program, especially if you want to grow. Fire, you know what I mean? So
actually spitting some fire on there. I was at work, man. I don't know. I was at work for I was 14 hours in and I see Stacks come on my YouTube. I said, what's Stacks talking about, man? Stacks is talking about baseball. Let me find out. Yo, I was like,
it's been helping with our algorithm, man. We get more views and likes out of the reels and the shorts that we kick through YouTube and Facebooks and stuff. So it's helping with that, man. So shout out to StreamYard, man. If you guys and anybody out there who's into the podcasting or the streaming life, come on to StreamYard, man. We have a special code. If you go in bio, you get a special code. There's a special code. You get a discount on StreamYard. It's for Zoom and all this other type of stuff, but it's better than Zoom. This is all built for content creating. But shout out to StreamYard for making us get a little bit more savvy with the way we present our shows. Still more to go. I just haven't been tinkering with a lot of the shit on there. But yeah, man, let's get it cracking, man. Today we're going to talk about the Celtics versus the 76ers Game 4 recap. It is a wrap. The Celtics took care of business, and they took care of business in a big way, in a big fashion. Hustle Stacks got what he wanted. He talked about on the last show. We got Sean Doe on the show, guys, tonight to give us some, give his takes on how the basketball playoffs is going. Sean Doe has been on a hiatus right now, going through school and trying to, get that higher learning, and there's nothing wrong with that. But Stacks, your boys, man, they did their thing, man. What's up, man? 123 to 90, 128 to 96. Oh my gosh. What a number, man. To beat them by almost to a 30 piece?
Yeah, I mean that should have 30 piece some couple games. This series should be over today. It should have been over today.
I said 5 though.
I figured they'd get. I said 5. I thought Philly would get 2 games, but I mean the verdict, they still may get 2 games. Something like the bullshit a little bit. but I think the series is over now. I mean, it was their shot to get a game tonight. They could have got one with Embiid. He had the crowd amp. They played so bad. AI didn't even come back to the game tonight.
AI didn't even show up to the game, Stacks?
I wasn't even at the game tonight. I didn't see him show him one time.
He was out there the other day really being that cheerleader. I love AI, don't get me wrong, but I know what Don't get me wrong. I know what he's trying to do for his team, but nah, man. I like the way. I like how the machine start chugging and it's like warm, like the gear just start lubing and getting. That's how it feels like with the Celtics right now. Like they just started kicking into gear to, especially for the last game, and then this game to really make it a statement. I love it. I love it. I love it with the way Pritchard came out today. My man Pritch, right? Pritchard came out today and was hot. Cater played pretty good. You got the kid Walsh. I loved it all, man. I like what they bringing. It's only gonna get harder. Pause, but it's only gonna get. This competition is gonna get tighter. So, yeah, man. I like what you got, Doe. What you got on this? You're backing it.
It's crazy, man. Because for me, I mean, I know it seems obvious, but when the Pritchard comes off the bench, or if Hauser hits his first 2 shots, I know it's gonna be I just know how the game's gonna go. It doesn't mean they're always gonna win when they start, when Hauser hits a shot or whatever, but it seems like when he's hitting and then Pritchard's doing what he's doing, it just adds that other dimension where those other guys could get back into the game. So then, JT and JB become the closers like they were tonight, Obviously it's probably an obvious answer I have, but it's just like those guys those ancillary guys, when they start balling and playing how they play, I just don't think anybody in the East could beat us for sure. Now you talk about the West, that's a whole nother animal. But once I seen Hauser and Pritchard and all these guys hitting, I was like, it's gonna be a long night. When Pritchard does his footwork, T, when he does that shit, it's just like you ain't.
Yeah,
It just gets contagious with these cats. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even worried about JB and JT. You know how I'm on the text chain. I usually go off, but I've been a little more calmer this year. But I wasn't worried about JT and J. I knew they were gonna come in for the closure. You know what I'm saying? Because JT being out, as devastating as it was, I think it made this team better in a weird way. Did I want him to rip his fucking leg off? No. Did I want him to be out 80% of the year? No. But Shireman, who I'm a big fan of, who I wasn't at first, I ain't gonna hold you.
He played good down the stretch in the end of the regular season.
Sure enough did.
And I'm just like, these guys develop. Walsh, he had a bumpy year, but overall he developed without Tatum out. So these are the guys that needed to develop, and they did, man. So shout out to Brad, shout out to Missoula, and Cassell, the whole staff, whoever works with the best, the whole staff, man. It's like, it's amazing, bro. I'm like, I'm not shocked that they be in Philly, but I'm just like, wow, I didn't think they'd be in this position again after that injury. And I didn't think those guys on the bench were going to build to what they are. And I know I'm a me and Stacks talk a lot. I'm a Garza guy. You know what I mean? I know he ain't the most athletic cat, man, but we get a guy like that come in, he replaces Cornette, different skill sets, but that's our Cornette now. He gonna leave in a year or two for a contract. Guarantee that. You know what I'm saying? So, that's why I stand on that, man. Good win though.
Yeah, that was a good win. It was a good let's say decisive. Like it was like, that's it. You know what I mean? That's a wrap. They're gonna come home and take care of the business. You know what I mean? And get rest up. And they need to do that for JB and Pritchard, JB and JT, not just JT, but JB too. Yeah, JB's been Stacks. JB's baller, man. Like if the NBA, shame on the National Basketball Association on the disrespect for JB, man. The dude should be the face of this league. He's intelligent. He's a baller. He grinds. Like, what more you want? I don't know. Maybe he's just too free and too outspoken, and that's an issue.
Yeah, that's the part. That's what
that's what the problem is. Too free and outspoken. Shout out to everybody, real quick. Shout out to everybody out there in the YouTube, man, Facebook, Twitch, and all those live streaming that we got popping on. Thanks for coming through. Welcome in, Stony Crook. Welcome to the show.
What up, my guy?
What up, man? You see your special guest in here, Sean Doe's up here trying to,
No
do the
doubt.
thing. It's been a
Welcome
while.
back. Welcome back.
So
Welcome back.
let me give him a round of applause for that, man. I forgot to give him that. You know what I mean?
It's still the same. This nigga coming to show when he works.
Tell him that. Tell him, Stacks. It ain't, you know what I mean? He act like he got banned from TV. You know what I mean? This ain't banned from TV, bro. Like we family. We doing it, man. You always welcome to popping on the show.
Yes, always, man, no doubt.
So Stony, man.
I'm charging $100 an hour for consultation. I know that.
So Stony, man, real quick, man. We all gave our little, how we felt about today's game and the shellacking that the Celtics gave to the 76ers today. What's your take? I know you got your feelings and you got your takes on it. Well, how you feel about today's game, man, and how it turned out?
First and foremost, we won. I'm happy for that. Whenever we win, it's always a great thing. On the road, it's always a great thing. I think we shot a little too many threes. It's all good. That's just my take on it. The Philly was in foul trouble. They was over the limit. I felt like we should have drove more to the basket, slow the game down, because we're gonna get that foul call. We're gonna get to the free throw. But no, overall, we spanked them. There's nothing more you can say. The threes went down. We all know that when the threes are not going down, this team needs to know they need to play a different game. And I hope going forward, if that happens, they know the type of game they need to play if the threes are not going down. But shout out to the Celtics, man. We went in there on the road. We spanked these guys like we know we can. We didn't play to their level, and we got the win. So, I'm happy for that.
I like the way they played today. I watched some of the game. I came home, sat down, and started watching the game. I like the way Pritchard was playing attack mode. I don't know if they felt a little bit, and they play these guys. It's not like they don't know who 76ers is, right? So, it's not like they don't know who Maxey is and Stacks, the young rookie. They know about these dudes. They know what they're going to get from Embiid. So, to get smacked like they did in that game against the Sixers when they got hot, and the Celtics was looking like they didn't have an answer for it. I'm glad they woke up out of that fog and figured out that this was not, that it was an inferior squad that they're dealing with.
Yeah, we did what we were supposed to do.
That's what I mean.
We should have did this in game 2.
That's what I mean. Right. That's what I mean.
My whole thing is I'm just hoping that they know how to play the game when the threes are not falling, because the threes fell today. They was falling, but when they're not falling, which in game 2 they wasn't falling, we need to adjust the way we play. We need to know how to play in those situations when the threes are not going down. Drive to the basket, find have good possessions. Don't turn the ball over. And we just need to adjust to the game when the threes are not going down. That's like my main.
That's focus. Important. That's very, very important. Very important, because you're right. We lived and died by that last year in the playoffs, and that was kind of
the formula ain't changed. They still doing it.
They still doing it.
It's not at the higher clip, but they still shooting threes.
Yeah, they still. Oh yeah, they shooting them threes. Trust me, they shooting them when they fall. It's a beautiful thing. But they had Philly in foul trouble, and they drove to the basket. I like, that was the third quarter. I believe it was the third quarter that Philly was over the limit, and they was driving the ball pretty much to the basket, and they settled down, and I knew it was over after that.
Nice.
No, I agree with Stoney too. Like, I would like to see a little bit more. There was a stretch of games towards the end of the year where they were adapting to the style of the game. Like, they weren't just shooting threes, like driving to the hoop, mid-range. And I thought he was playing, because you know how they do at the end of the year. All of us know at the end of the year when things are clinched, they kind of like tinker with lineups, tinker with plays, tinker with certain styles. And I thought, and maybe game 2 was just not their night. I don't like that they don't Like I look at San Antonio, Oklahoma City, these guys, even the Lakers, they ain't playing with these fucking teams that they're better than. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I know that's our DNA. Sometimes we play with our food, but I thought they would use a different style when things weren't going their way as far as the 3-point shot. And some of the shot selection, I'm still a little bit like, what? Like, I'm still like question mark over my head type shit. Even though you up at 30, you got some of them shots they be taking sometimes, like, what? And not even just 3-point shots, just like, I don't know, just blatant, weird shit that they do when they're up. And it's just like, you giving their teams a little bit of life. I know that's basketball, it's a game of runs, but
it's a game of runs, right?
I just wish they just played a little bit more tighter against the teams they should be just sweeping, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Right. All right, real quick. I know we only got Sean Doe but just about a little bit of time. But I got a little couple of questions as being, narrator of the show, real quick, Sean Doe, and with the rest of you guys, because I know, especially Stacks, probably sits home all day, Saturday, Sunday, and watch every friggin' second of these games.
That's me going on. That's me going to get quotes.
I know this dude
bouncing in the back.
He gets on me and Cook because we're friggin' like glued to the screen when it comes to the football shit. But when it comes to this basketball shit, this dude's been glued to the screen since friggin' March. Like this dude's been on the fucking screen since March. Like, you know what I mean? He don't stop with it. That's why I gotta always ask him first, because he's gonna give me the knowledge. If anybody gonna give me the knowledge about what's going on in basketball, Stacks already know about that shit. I'm telling you.
Stacks be calling me in the morning, going through plays and shit.
This dude's like, you seen this shit? Did you see that last night?
Screen on 8. They be like, hold on, let me call you back. I gotta order some breakfast.
But real quick though, what else was in the NBA going on? Like, how y'all like about this Spurs Trailblazers situation? Is that thing a wrap?
Oh, that's a wrap.
Oh, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. They doing it without Wemby. Yeah.
Nah, he played today.
He played today.
Wemby played. Oh,
shit.
Damn, man.
Listen, man.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta come back and talk about Wemby. I got 10-5 that guy, man. He still healthy, man. He gonna get at least 3 or 4.
Shout out to Portland for keeping Portland, giving them a go though. They ain't been smoking Portland. Portland been playing them tough the whole way. Rob Williams look great.
Yeah, he do.
Rob Williams.
Rob Williams. Rob Williams.
Rob out there looking great. I ain't gonna lie to you. Rob pulling up from 3 and all.
Get out of here! You lie. You lying.
Rob shooting that 3 ball with confidence, making them catching the same. He got the same bounce. Look like them injuries ain't. Sometimes all them injuries bring it back down to earth. He's still catching lobs. I was like, damn, look at Rob.
Wow, look at Rob. Check out Rob. I thought the knees was over. I thought the knees was done.
He's tough.
I thought the knees was done for Rob. Maybe he went and got.
I thought the knees was done on Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday looked good over there.
Yeah, they look good.
That's right. Drew's over there. That's right.
They look all right.
Drew's looking good. Drew's definitely he's looking
if they get anything from fucking bum ass Scoot Henderson, they win that. He might win that.
Yeah, I know he had a good game the game before though.
Yeah, but you can't have no goddamn.
No, you're right. He went 0 for right.
I'm looking at something.
15-point parlay, man. He didn't get nothing. I was like, damn.
Let me ask you guys something real quick, and I see some numbers on here. I'm just looking at Harrison Barnes. Is he like? What's up? What happened?
He went in when the game was already.
What happened to him? No, I'm just saying. No, what happened to him? Like.
Nah, he's like a Jeff Green veteran type. He got more game than Green, but he's just a veteran type on the bench because that's a young team. And he's been there. So you need guys like that. Okay. They got Olenek over there. They got, the kid, what's his name? Plumlee's over there.
That's right. They got
that team, man. I don't know. If they're playing on all cylinders, man, I don't think OKC could see them. I mean, the only thing that's gonna hurt them is probably the experience. Because you're running Harper out there, you're running I know Wemby, but he's still 3 years in now.
Yep, 2-3 years.
Fox has been there, but it's just they got a weird mixture. But it's a nice mixture though.
Yeah,
But
they might get like a lot of
Castle's
these
still
teams,
young, Harper's still young. When
Yeah,
it
they
gets to
still
that
young.
cutting time, I don't know if they, OKC might have that. They will have that edge because they won. But just pure talent alone, man, I think they're the best team in the West, bro. Just in my opinion. If you go
But
one through 12,
they got to suffer a heartbreak loss, like a lot of these teams that eventually went on to win championships.
yeah, I don't think they're gonna give it to. Yeah, I agree.
They might suffer a heartbreak
I agree.
somewhere in the playoffs, but then Wemby's they're gonna win. They definitely gonna win, but they definitely.
It's
I'm
too
not
soon.
saying that they have to, but
No, I
if
know
they
what you
take an
mean.
L, it's normal.
My conspiracy
L
theory
along the way.
is my bad, Crook. My conspiracy theory is the NBA ain't gonna give it Wemby a title in the second and third. That was my conspiracy. The NBA conspiracy, but it's not even about that. It's about it would be. I don't know how many teams that were built like that. That face was like that. They won in that second or third year. You know what I mean? The face of the team, not the secondary or the third person.
Right, the face of the team.
And
Wemby, but you never know, man.
He's not clumsy. I don't know how to say it. He just one step away from being out for fucking a series too. He smashed his face because he's too big, bro. Like it's just.
Yo, that was crazy the way he smashed his face, bro. When I saw that shit.
I think personally, if they match up with OKC, first of all, they ain't scared of them.
No, for sure.
That's number one. That's when you ain't scared of a team, you can beat a team on any given day. And number two, they match up better with them than anybody.
Yeah, you're right.
So
they do.
And they guard play. I'm gonna tell you right now, without J-Dub, I think San Antonio will beat them. I really do.
Yeah,
I just without J-Dub been hobbling all year.
Yeah,
I just think San Antonio's guard play is just too good. I think Castle and you say Harper Young, you're right.
No,
that dunk the other night, Stoney, when he leaned in and caught that shit was wow.
He played.
He's a wild boy.
Yeah. Then you got Cornette come in and play well. Cornette comes in and you got De'Aaron Fox. I mean, I think they
Vassell.
I just think they need J-Dub to beat them.
I agree.
I'll
take the Spurs, and that's if
I think they beat OKC.
They'll handle them. OKC in the series, they're not good, man. They a team that's kind of like match up well with them in the series. OKC has problems, and they're gonna have those games where they're gonna lose, and they're gonna find themselves in a bad situation. I love the Spurs against OKC. With a healthy Wemby, man. Look, if the Spurs meet OKC in the Western Conference Final, which I more than likely see it happening, I love the Spurs. And to Stack's point, they match up very well with OKC. Big. And I think in the series, they'll outlast OKC in the series.
They have to
6-7 games.
Now, with that being said, if J-Dub was healthy, I might flip-flop. I might just flip-flop. Only thing, that OKC bench is deep, man.
Yeah, I mean, even without J-Dub, I still think
I think even with it's just the Spurs. They beating up on OKC. They beat them early.
That's just a difference maker down there, man. You can't.
And I know playoffs.
He can't do all that shit in the cut. He just. Man, he blocked like 8 shots today, fam.
Who?
Yeah, man.
Wemby?
You gonna
look how big that dude is, yo. That dude's like a freaking giant out there, bro.
Shea crafty, man. He really crafty. I mean, if you put Wemby in the pick and roll and he has to switch up on Shea may get him in foul trouble. I'm telling you right now.
Well, the refs are gonna call. Yeah, because the refs are gonna call the weird shit. They call that weird shit, of course. If they call every little piece and crafty, whatever they call.
Shea's crafty, so they got to just be careful about Shea in the open court because his mid-range is like a layup. Just get back on defense. I never seen mid-range like that, dog. I ain't going to lie to you. Like, if it's
that's when to tell you the truth, that's when you know a player got some real good finesse in some real game. To be a crafty, I mean, to be an assassin at the mid range. That's what Kobe was after a while in his career. Like you couldn't stop that.
Just imagine how much he practiced that shot though. Like that's like he more than likely he's taking 200 of those in practice, like that mid range, like that.
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
his bread and butter.
I
That's his
respect
bread and
Shea,
butter.
because coming out of Kentucky, he wasn't like that.
Nah.
He wasn't even the best player on his team.
He worked for it. I ain't taking that. I just don't. I just.
Yeah, he wasn't even the best player. He worked at it, and he found a niche, and he got in. I mean, had he been this shape, he'd still be on the Clippers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's amazing how that OKC GM saw the potential in that guy, man. It's just amazing. And I'm sure when they made that trade, they were so happy to have him in that package because it was a package, you know, from Paul George. Yeah. It was Paul George.
Don't be surprised if San Antonio beats them. They're gonna make a play for Giannis. I guarantee you. They're gonna have to bring in somebody. OKC.
They can. OKC can. Yeah, they can. Absolutely.
They're gonna have to.
Oh, you said if San Antonio beat them, they'll make a play for Giannis.
It's the same way, Stoney, in those same way how Golden State seen LeBron. They knew they couldn't beat LeBron without going and getting KD.
Exactly.
San Antonio, OKC's gonna play. Yo, we got that.
That's a good call. I can see that.
Giannis can't stop. Giannis can't stop him, but he'll give him a problem. He'll give him a problem.
Yeah, he'll give him a handful.
That kid, that left-handed shooter from them. That's what I would want.
One thing we know, Giannis is out of there. He's out of there.
He gotta be. This summer, right? This summer he's out of there, right?
He's out. He's out. The team he's going to, man, remains to be seen, man. That's going to be the whole, beauty of the whole thing. Like, what team is he going to? And I hope he goes to a great situation. Not for nothing. I hope he goes to a great situation because I like to see players like that thrive throughout their career, man. I don't want him to go to a bad situation.
Two things before Sean goes. I'm trying to hold him, but we gonna talk one more game real quick that happened today. And one thing too, I gotta mention LA being up 3-0 on Houston, right?
They sweeping them, man.
What's that about, Stacks? Did Houston fall asleep somewhere at the wheel somewhere?
Them motherfuckers dropped dead. Fuck fall asleep. They dropped. Stoney, I'm honestly surprised. I really am.
I'm very surprised especially with the players that the Lakers.
That's what I'm doing. I'm surprised that LeBron is even in this elimination game
missing
right
Doncic
now today.
If they would have had Doncic,
Doncic and Reeves, Stoney.
Yeah, Doncic and Reeves. I understand the Lakers beating Houston. I would accept that, but the Lakers missing those two players in Houston. Not capitalizing, it's very shocking.
And then not only that, Stoney getting swept.
Swept.
Getting swept.
Hey, they're gonna lose. They're not winning. They're not winning.
I'm telling you,
by a limping Lakers,
they're not gonna win.
This is really, really, really bad on KD's resume, man. It looks real bad.
Now, is KD sitting? Is he sitting?
Where he's went.
Did he play? Did he play?
No, he's not playing.
In this series at all?
No.
Everywhere he's went since he left Golden State has been turmoil. Every fucking place.
And I said it. Yup. I said it. He should have stayed in Golden State. I said it. But of course, these players, they get in their feelings. They make it about them. That's what happened with him. He went to championships. It's about him. He's bigger than the program. It's like that's the problem with these players, man. They don't sacrifice.
KD should have came. Me personally, KD should have came out of the West. He should have came into the East.
He should have stayed with Golden. He should have never left Golden State. He should have never left that situation.
He should have never left OKC. He should have just stayed his ass right there.
I agree. But at the minimum, he should have never left Golden State because they needed him when Golden State went through that little situation with Klay Thompson going down, that little window right there, he would have solidified his place as a person that was responsible of winning the championship with Golden State, because they was taking credit away from him a little bit. But when Klay Thompson went down, he could have solidified himself in history with the Golden State Warriors in terms of, you know, he came through for them when Klay Thompson went down, because there was a little gap right there. That's when Golden State, they went through a little situation when Klay Thompson got hurt. They missed the playoffs, but then they came back and then they won. But that little window right there, he could have, made up for all that criticism he was getting for going to a super team, because Klay Thompson went down. He could have did his thing with that little window right there, and that's when he left for Brooklyn. But he should have stayed with OKC, definitely. I mean, with Golden State.
Him and Kyrie did that little weird.
Yeah, that was some weird shit in Brooklyn. That was weird. Real quick, let's move on to another game, another series. Raptors, Cavaliers. The Raptors got a game today. It's 2-2.
I'll tell you right now. James Harden and Donovan McNabb. Who thought that these two on the same team was going to work? I mean, I'm telling you, man. I hope Toronto get them. I really do, man. They done gave Toronto life, and that was one of that shit looked like a high school basketball game today. I mean, that shit was bad. I was trying to force myself. You know how you go to somebody's crib and they cook the dinner, and the dinner's bad, and you know it. Yeah, shit was good, man. You go like, I ain't never coming back here eating. That's how that game looks, Tony. I mean, it was just a bad game, man. Bad game. And I feel bad. Scotty Barnes deserves better than that. He's good, man. But that team they're not putting no pieces around him. I like the kid Shed, but I don't know, man. Cleveland just
who the other kid?
A lot of people picked them to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't see that.
They got the left hand light skinned cat. I think he was a 13th pick. He's tough, man.
Yeah, he's just undersized for his position. That's what.
Yeah, but he was the second most important person in that game, other than Barnes. Bro, he was giving him second chance. Yo, his motor is crazy, bro. He just undersized. I think he's going to be good. I think he needs to work on a little bit of ball. He need to move him to the 3. He's tough though.
Yeah, he is tough. I just worry about him because he's undersized. That at that 4 spot anyway. That's what
I was going to expect, because you mentioned it, Stacks, earlier on at the beginning of the playoffs a week or so, 2 weeks ago, whatever, how long we're going on, a week and a half, that you said that Cleveland should be able to take care of business against the Raptors, and the Raptors are holding fort, man. They like you say, well, I don't know what Cleveland's doing. I thought Cleveland was one of them teams that we would have to be making sure we're on our A game for. But if they getting run by the Raptors, and nothing against the Raptors, they got some things going on over there in Cleveland, if that's the case. And you just mentioned it.
That's going 7. That game, that series is going 7. It's going to take them 7 games to get out that series.
I hate to jump on the next one with Orlando, Detroit, but that might go 7.
That's going 7. They're going to struggle. They're going to struggle to get through that. Yeah, they just don't.
And did the Knicks win their game yesterday?
Oh yeah, the Knicks going to take care of Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta got no size, man.
I think Atlanta gonna get.
That's right. The Knicks beat up. They beat up on Atlanta last night. Yes. I saw that.
Beat Atlanta on it's something about when you beat up on a team on the road, the way the Knicks did, the way the Celtics did. When they come back home, they're not gonna play around. They're not gonna play around with that shit.
I think Atlanta gets one more game. I'm telling you.
You think so? I don't think so.
I think they're gonna get. They figured out a formula, man. The formula is to drive at Brunson. I mean, they've been picking on him the whole time. They just got away from it yesterday, but I think they're going to get one more game.
Maybe in Atlanta, yeah, it will be in Atlanta. They're not winning in New York.
Yeah. Look, I would be surprised if they win New York and won. I ain't gonna lie. Because they winning games without their best player. He's due for a game. He's due for one game.
Definitely.
He's due. Jalen Johnson is due for one game. He hasn't played well yet.
He hasn't. Yeah, I agree. He hasn't played well.
I think he's due to have one game. everybody always seems to play good at Madison Square. I mean, I just think he's due for one game. I think they get one more game. Now, I mean, Knicks could sweep them. Trust me, I want the Knicks to win. Nothing would help me more.
No, I want the Knicks. So we may not get the Knicks.
Make me happier than having the Knicks win this series.
Nice.
I definitely want the Knicks. It'll be, you know, not to go fat.
But we say that
ahead,
but if
it'll be a great series.
But if
Orlando could change.
I don't want to move. I don't want to move ahead myself, but
Orlando could change that. You know, we may have to meet the Knicks in the conference championship.
I want to see the Knicks, so I could just shut my peoples them up. That's it.
We're going to play them. They look. It's Knicks, Celtics, Spurs, OKC. That to me, that's going to be the final. That's going to be the final four. And it's going to be the Spurs and the Celtics.
If Anthony go down, you never know with Minnesota because they play how they play in the playoffs. But he went down.
Ant-Man's down though.
Yeah, he's done.
He's done.
He's supposed to come back. Not in this series, but he's out.
Man, that's how these teams be getting bad luck like that. Like that's crazy.
He landed so awkwardly, man. That knee buckled.
That shit look crazy.
I'm surprised he only got what he got. To be honest,
that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised they even giving him a chance to come back after that injury.
That's crazy. So yeah, real quick, guys. Before I let Sean Doe go, and I know we're gonna end the show earlier. We're not gonna do a full slate. I got one more thing, two things to that. I said that before, but I got two things to mention. I gotta mention it. If I don't mention it, it'll be a detriment to me. Congratulations to my daughter, Gabby. Yesterday, she did her first private flying lessons yesterday, and she did well. She flew a plane. Shout out to Gabby, my daughter.
Oh,
I was sitting in the back seat as a passenger and watched my daughter with the instructor fly a plane yesterday. We were up 2,500 feet, flew over Gillette Stadium.
Wow.
We flew over parts of south of Boston. We saw almost Rhode Island, and she did two impressive things that she did that I was so impressed with. We did a landing, and with the landing, she took right back off. So the plane touched down, boom, right back up in the sky and took back off. She did that twice. Wow. Shout out to Gabby. Enough respect to my daughter, man. She's going into something.
Man,
you know,
major props for that.
Yo, major props. It's gonna be cheaper for Beans to get his packs across the country now.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the only motherfucker I know went to Jamaica, got stranded, came home, and went back on the vacation.
Yeah, went back.
Like, yeah,
nah.
That's honest, man. Like, yo, babe, we got canceled that next one. We stayed too long.
So hopefully, you know, let me give her a round of applause. Shout out to Gabby for that, man. Shout out to Gabby. That's my baby. She's doing her thing. She's interested in the aviation and flying, and the technology part of it. You know, she wants to go to school for aviation and building planes and stuff like that. That's what she's interested in. So shout out to her for that. But the other part to it, and I got to give a round of applause for that. I'm going to try my hand at it, fellas. I'm going to probably be taking some lessons myself and learning how to fly so I can fly my stuff down the yard on my own, right? You know what I mean?
That's dope, man. Congratulations.
So,
man.
yeah, so hopefully, you know, me and my daughter could do a father-daughter thing and learn how to fly together and train together. It's very strenuous. We're just getting our feet wet with it. It's a long haul, so we're gonna make our mind up that we're gonna stay committed and try to do it. You know, I got over the jitters, man. You ain't. It's nothing like small for flying in a Piper Warrior 3. It's a small 4-seater plane propeller. You learn it. They teach you the whole plane and how it works and everything before you do everything. We go through a pre-flight plan and all this other stuff. It's very intense, and when you learn it, man, and I got up there and I'm in the back seat, and you know, you get a little you know, get a little turbulence, but once he explained what turbulence was and what creates it and how you can, that's not like we would think it's like a catastrophic thing when we feel turbulence. No, that's like them hitting a pot. He explained it as like us hitting a pothole in the road with our tire. We know how to control the pothole when we hit it, right? Right. So that's how he explained how flying a plane is. It's just like, oh, boom, that was a little pothole, and then you keep going. And that has to do with barometric atmosphere and this and the humidity. But once you learn all this stuff, you'll go there. And when I got up there and I was like, got comfortable, man, I was just sitting back and watching her fly the plane, doing maneuvers. She did a turn. Back to the air. Yo, it was impressive. So I'm impressed with my daughter. This is one of the most exciting things I've ever done in my life, and to do it with my daughter. When somebody else would have probably been scared, like I ain't going up in no little small plane like that. We did it, man, and we conquered it, man. You know what I mean? We conquered it. And
I second that, Stoney. I'd have been
I was nervous. Don't get me wrong. I've been in a propeller plane before, but not that small. And that was
be the biggest plane in the world, man, for me though. I'm going to LA next couple of weeks, man. When I first went to see my brother in San Diego, I flew to LAX, and they said, "Oh, we gotta switch over." So I'm looking for the big plane. All of a sudden, I see these people walking on the tarmac. We walking to this little ass plane. I said, "Yo," I said, we getting on this shit. I swear, this is when I was drinking too. I was like, "We getting on this fucking plane." It's only an hour and a half. This white boy, that's only an hour and a half, dude. I said, "Bro, listen, this looks like the smaller." I got on that shit. That was like. Anyway,
no, it's no joke. It's no joke. But yeah, I just want to shout them out for that. And you know, that was that. But the last thing I want to mention, though, is because you're on here, and I know I got you for this last second, and Stoney's on here. I call Stacks about it. This is a big thing to me. I feel as though something weird went down, and I know Stacks is saying that, and that, you know, it had to happen because they started off wrong. The Red Sox firing Alex Cora and 5 coaches today, to me, was when I heard that news yesterday or last night, this morning, whenever it popped through my phone, I was like, wow, like they fired Alex Cora, you know what I mean? And basically the whole staff, besides maybe the pitching coach, right?
So, the first base coach.
So Stack, I mean,
Jason Varitek.
And Doe,
Varitek too?
Varitek went upstairs. He went upstairs.
Somewhere else. They saved a little spot. But he's out in terms of
cheeseburgers and shit.
He's not out there.
So I see what you're saying. He ain't got no more hands on the
directly. He's an advisor. He's an advisor.
I want to make one announcement during the playoffs. I'll come in here and there just to let y'all know that.
That's nice. That's nice.
As far as the Red Sox go, Breslow and Cora never seen eye to eye. That was never going to work. I didn't think they were going to fire him in the middle of the season. I didn't see that coming, but I knew.
Not even the middle, though. Not even the middle.
Yeah, you're right. My bad.
In the middle.
Right. The beginning.
Yeah.
The beginning.
And for me, I figured I knew if they didn't make the playoffs this year, he was gonna get let go. To me, Breslow's the problem. I'm not saying Cora doesn't have his ways about who he wants to play, rookies, veterans. He sticks with the veterans. He's sort of on that low. He's not the biggest guy that want to have the young guys come in and develop. He's not really. He can develop young players, but that's not his thing. He likes vets. That's why he's stuck with Story. That's why he stuck with Duran when Duran was struggling. He sticks with the vets. Breslow wants to develop the people. I knew they were going to. I told Stacks yesterday they're going to bring the minor league coach up. He's been minor league coach of the year for 2 years. He has a relationship with Marcel. He has a relationship with Roman Anthony. He has a relationship with Rafaela. So, I mean, things had to happen, but that left a bad taste in the mouth of the clubhouse. They didn't get no answers. They basically told him, "You're here to play ball, and whatever we do, this is a business." That's what they said. And John Henry not speaking up. He's the owner of the
He
team.
never talks. He never talks, man.
He never does. But when you do something like that, you got to kind of say a little something to the media or to the team. He didn't even speak to the team, Stone. So he was just standing there and Breslow was talking. So that's Red Sox this year. They might get a little jolt. Anytime you change your coach, you go on a little bit of a run. You might win 4 out of 5, 6 out of 8. But overall, the team is broken. The atmosphere is not what it is. They got to get rid of Breslow. That way of running baseball team is not going to work. That whole run prevention, the game is always changing, and it's changing back to.
I love that's why I got you on here with this
You need
baseball
to have
shit.
a guy that can hit the ball out the park. Every team that made it, you look at the Final Four teams last year. They had a guy that could hit over 30 home runs. There's no one in that lineup. You might get to the playoffs with run prevention, but you ain't gonna go far in the playoffs like that. You know what I mean? Just look at the Tampa Bay Rays. Even though they got a guy now, that Dominican kid. But you need that. You need someone that can hit 30 home runs and driving 100. If you don't have that guy, you're just not gonna go far in the play. You could make the playoffs. You could even probably win a round, but you're not gonna beat the Dodgers with people hitting 220 home run hitters on the team. But yo, fellas, it was good being back. I gotta get up early, go to school, man.
Yo, I know you do. See, that's why I like to have you on the squad sometimes to pass through, because you give us this knowledge that we need to know about. I don't know baseball. I don't watch baseball. So it's great.
I see you still got the kid. It's all love, man. You know, listen, man, I would love to have 2 albums done. School be kicking me in the ass, but it's all good. It's gonna pay off.
You're doing a good thing, man. You're doing it for a positive reason. We can only respect it. When you got time and you're able to sit on the panel with the team, you're always more than welcome to come back on there, man.
We're gonna talk about, the matchups in the second round.
Right.
I think it's gonna be a good playoffs when all these little garbage teams get out the way. When you start getting the OKC, San Antonio's, Knicks, Celtics, even if Orlando, if somehow they play, if Cleveland, whoever comes out, that's gonna be a good series. You know what I mean? The teams that should be. I like Orlando right now. I like how they're playing right now. I mean, they ain't look good at the end of the year, but for some reason, Paulo, when them lights come on in the playoffs, that boy he turned into something different. But man, I love you guys, man. Thanks for inviting me on. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'll see you guys soon.
I'll see you, Sean, man. Come back again. Yeah, man. Stacks, I know you ain't got that much time. This is a late night show for Stacks. I got Stacks up at 10:23 Eastern Standard Time on a Sunday night. That's a big thing. Shout out to Stacks for staying up.
It helps when the Celtics blow out the 76ers on the road, man. Any of us would be up this late, man. That's
yeah. So Stacks, I'm gonna let you go. I know you're a businessman. You got to be up in the morning and move and shake. I know you'll probably give us a call like you do.
Bill Belichick, no players drafted in the draft is wild to me. Not one North Carolina player. I don't know if the league did something. Not even a walk on.
Wait, hold on. That's big news. We're gonna have to talk about that on Thursday. So nobody from his program that he ran last year got drafted.
Nope.
In all 6 rounds.
In all 6 rounds, not one. Not one.
Wow. That is such
not a linebacker. Not an offensive lineman.
Nope.
Nothing. A kicker.
Nope.
Nothing. Nothing.
Yo, something's up. Nice one. I like that. Something's up. You're right, Stacks. Something is up with that. There's no way. There's no
2 guys went, Stoney.
Division 2. Wow. We'll talk about that on Thursday. We'll talk about what is going on. That the NFL did not get any players from the North Carolina.
I was gonna say just real quick. The biggest stain on Bill Belichick's resume besides Spygate, I would put this past Spygate, is the Malcolm Butler mystery. not playing in the Super Bowl.
For us in New England,
I think, but no, I think nationally, no, it ain't in New England. It's just not us in New England. I'm trying to tell you.
I'm telling you that the Spygate is national. The Spygate. People think we robbed Super Bowl. That Super Bowl was an accident because of the Spygate.
Nah, you know what put Spygate under the rug? We had the perfect season, man. We had the perfect regular season. Right after that, put Spygate under the rug. You know why Nash? You know why that's rubbing the Malcolm Butler debacle is rubbing everybody the wrong way? Because we still to this day don't know why. He has not given a reason why. And his ways of just leaving people like that, the media and everything, they don't like that shit. That's why he's a villain.
And the Patriots for the Super Bowl because no Malcolm Butler.
That Malcolm Butler debacle is up there, man.
They suffered the Super Bowl.
Playing him in the game is up there, and that's another reason why he didn't get in the Hall of Fame. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm telling you. I'm trying to tell you.
I think the biggest debacle was the way he pushed Tom Brady out the door.
I mean,
he pushed that man out. Tom should have been able to allow to write his script.
And retire a Patriot.
That's up there too. That's up there.
And then it looks even worse the way he left and he won the Super Bowl like that. That made it even worse.
Exactly.
Belichick, man. I mean,
Belichick, man. Yo,
he rubbed some people the wrong way, and that's what's going on. But now, let me ask this question before we go. We got 2 minutes left, 3 minutes. Stacks, do you think with the consensus now? You're the athlete. Okay, you're a booster. You're an NIL booster. You're somebody who invests in North Carolina, and you put your money into these kids. And there's something stymieing these kids from getting what they're supposed to get to the league. So now, do they feel kind of conflicted by sending their kids to North Carolina?
No.
To be coached by the old ball coach, and now not getting a selection in the draft?
No, I think
are they players that bad?
No, I think you still go to North Carolina. I mean, shit.
Still go to North Carolina.
If you get a North Carolina offer and you ain't got zero, you go to North Carolina. Shit. At the end of the day, it's North Carolina.
True.
You know what I'm saying? That's a blue blood program, which football program really hasn't been that bad over the years. It ain't been great. It hasn't been bad though. But yeah, if Bill Belichick knock on my door, I'll listen to what he had to say for my son. I sure would. I definitely would.
That's what I mean. Like, is that going to hamper recruiting? You know what I mean? Are they with the college and the directors them saying, "Damn, we're taking an L by having this dude. Maybe we need to move on from him."
And that NIL money trumps all that shit. You pay.
Yes,
you pay. They'll come.
Indeed. Nah, man.
North Carolina NIL Stoney got to be crazy.
Oh, it's crazy. North Carolina, Duke, Connecticut. No, it doesn't matter. You go in there.
Right. No, I understand. I know what you're saying about the pedigree of the programs. I understand that part. I'm just saying, I wonder if a coach is staying in the program.
Nah, not yet.
I don't think so. Not yet. And then if he does, he's out of there. They're not gonna play around. They're not gonna let him linger. This ain't New England. He ain't gonna just keep him there 2 years. He's gonna be out of there.
Right.
He's gonna be out of there. So next year, if he has a bad year, then he's out.
He's out.
They're not gonna play around with that shit.
Right. So, guys, good show. Thanks for coming through, Stacks. I love it. Thanks for coming through, man. On the late night, we did a good post game show. Gave them, they gave them the knowledge on that beat down the Celtics put on the 76ers, man. Let them finish up in 2 days. They're gonna finish up this thing.
Oh, yeah. We gonna finish it in Boston.
Finish it in Boston.
Go ahead and let Embiid rest, man. They rushed that man back. You know what I mean? Just let him be rest.
Let him rest, man.
I feel bad for my Philly brothers, man. They gotta do something over there. It's been a long time, man. I mean,
something's not right.
It's time to break up the bands, don't. But I don't know who.
I think they should have traded Embiid a long time ago. Shame on the GM. Shame on that whole staff, because you have to see that. You got to see a guy and say, you know what? I don't think he's sustainable to us. Let's trade in this chip while the stock is high,
still valuable.
Good,
yeah,
while it's valuable. And you do that when they lose in the playoffs, that off season, and his stock is pretty high. You make that trade. You do that surprise trade in the off season, because they had to foresaw that this guy is not sustainable. And real quick, they had to know when they went as far as they can with him, and they see in a young guy Maxey coming up, and
Maxey's nice,
and they trade and then they got that great rookie. It comes a time where you gotta be ahead of the game, man. Shout out to OKC general manager over there. Like you gotta be ahead of the game in this thing, man. And
that's true. That's
they're
true.
in a great situation. I don't know what they can get for him now, but they need to start thinking that on the offseason, how they're gonna move Embiid and get picks and young players.
That's true. That's what they got to do. Move on. They got to move on from Embiid. They have to.
Oh, they got to move on from Embiid.
They got to move on from Embiid. Stacks. Last thing I want to say is the kid from BYU, the Brockton kid.
Oh, he's coming out in the draft.
He's coming out.
Rightfully so.
I like him, man. I like him.
1 year. He's not wasting no time. He said it. His mama wanted him to get that degree, but he told his mom, said, "Ma, I'll get that shit online."
Yeah,
I'm going in, man.
Nah, fuck that. You got to come out.
Yeah, and they Haitian. The mother. She gonna respect it because the money's gonna come, but she wanted to see that. They love to see the education thing. Them old school West Indian parents, Haitian parents. He said my mom wanted me to stay in school and get my degree, but he was like, "Nah, ma, time to move now. It's hot. The iron's hot.
It's hot.
You know what I mean?
It's hot.
I can't. Yeah, I can't risk a down year or anything like that. Exactly. So." Injury. Shout out to the kid. What's the kid's name again, Stacks, from Brockton, Mass?
AJ
DeBonson.
AJ DeBonson. Yep. Shout out to him, man. Oh, yo, guys, nice show. We'll see each other on Thursday. Stacks, Crook, nice show. Shout out to Sean Doe. Thanks for coming through. Shout out to all the people from YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Thanks for coming through. Y'all hanged with us today. I didn't get too much comments on the screen today. Nobody was dumping in the live today. They probably was just watching, but that's cool. See you guys again.
No doubt.
Yeah, God, to make moves. Doobie, don't snooze. It's on your back, cause they hate you. Dog break through, son get through, but don't break you.